I need to get a new tripod because this one is shit. Alright, let's get started. Hey guys, it's me again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, phones. Smartphones, flip phone, keyboard phone. Phones! They're one of the biggest technologies out there that everyone has. Smartphones are like the world in your hand. Keyboard phones are for texting, and flip phones were just meant for calling. Thank you, phones, for inspiring me to make this video. Guys, this is my cell phone collection. Since my first cell phone all the way to the one that I have right now. Let's get started. Oh, here it is. I obviously don't have all of the phones with me. Like, these are the ones that we're able to find around my house. But I will be showing images of them right over here. Don't worry about that. I don't know any of the names of the phones that you guys are about to see, so do not attack me on it. If you're super obsessed with old school flip phones and you know every single freaking name of them, I'm sorry, but I don't know that. Sorry. I can honestly say that I feel bad for the new generation that's not going to go through the same thing that we went through, like the flip phones, the QWERTY keyboard phones, all that. They just got to stick with the freaking smartphones now. Sucks to be you. Alright, my first phone was this phone. This was my first ever phone. It was a flip phone. It was not connected. Like, I couldn't make any calls. I couldn't send any messages. I don't think messaging was a thing around 2007. So I was like, what? 5, 6 years old when I first got this phone. All I was able to use it for was to show off to other people that I have a phone. Pathetic. Now to my second phone. It was this one. I don't know the names. Again. This phone was the same thing as the first one. I only used it to show off to other people. I couldn't make any calls. I couldn't send any messages. I had this at age 7. Alright, now for the next phone. This one with the panda wallpaper. This one was the same thing as the other 3. Couldn't text, couldn't call, just to show off. I had this at age 8. Now for the next phone. This was the first phone I owned with the camera. So this phone wasn't too bad. At the time, I loved this phone. I was able to take pictures. I took so many pictures with this phone. It was the bomb. But I couldn't make any calls, couldn't send any messages. It was just to show off. Again, I had this at age 8 again. I think I destroyed the other one and got this one. This phone was my grandmother's. She didn't use it as much as I used it. I was able to play Tetris, I was able to take photos, I even made calls. But again, it wasn't mine to own, but I used it more than she did, so I would like to include this as a part of my phone collection. Age 9. Now, there was a period where everyone I knew had a Sidekick. A Sidekick was a phone that you hold like this, and then you click on the bottom and it flips up like that in the screen. Like, it was like the most coolest phone ever. I wanted that phone so bad. But while they had that phone, I had this phone. This one is the Samsung Rant. This one by far was the coolest phone I owned out of all the others. This one had a full QWERTY keyboard to text, and this was the first phone I could actually make calls and text message. This was my actual first phone. Somehow I lost this phone on the school bus, so they couldn't find it anywhere because I think somebody stole it. My dad was pretty pissed, and he demoted me to a flip phone once again. I had this little flip phone right here. He gave me this old one that he never used, and it really opened my eyes, and I took care of this phone very well. See, there's like no scratches, no marks, no nothing. I took care of this. Listen. Don't you just miss those jingles when the phone turns on? So yeah, this phone, all I did was make calls. Well, there was messaging, but I refused to learn how to message on this phone. All I did was make calls, and I didn't even make that many calls on this phone. I was such a spoiled little kid. I would punch myself in the face if I see myself right now, like back then, past me, I would punch you in the face. Boo, ow! Oh my gosh! Boo, ow! Boo, ow! Boo, ow! Well, I just punched myself in the face, so there you go. Now for the best phone that I had out of all of them, even the one that I currently have. The Samsung Exclaim. This one right here wasn't specifically the one that I had. I had one that was blue. This one is pink, obviously. So I found it on eBay for only 96 cents. A working model for 96 cents. I'm not even joking. Here, I'm gonna turn it on. See? Shh, listen. Don't you just miss those jingles? I miss it so much. This one was by far the coolest phone I had. It slid up for the dialing pad, and it slid this way for the keyboards. I was able to text, I was able to do everything. I even watched my favorite TV shows on here, and I was able to watch like Disney Channel and Cartoon Network on this thing. When the Naked Brothers band was the big thing, this is when I got the phone. Until one day my family decided to throw a party at the house, and somebody decides to steal my phone in my room. Someone had the audacity to come upstairs into my room and take my phone off of my dresser. What the heck is wrong with people? Thank God I wasn't completely isolated from the world. I had an iPod Touch with me. This was around, the Exclaim and my iPod Touch was around the age of 12 and 13. I had this when I was in middle school. It still works. The iPod, I used it for music and games. Now I can't download any games onto here because of obviously updated versions. They don't no longer hold to this old updated phone. Ugh. And this one I use for texting and calling and games and TV. So this phone topped this. How crazy is that? A Samsung tops an Apple product. But the next thing my dad got me was his old BlackBerry. And yeah, I had this BlackBerry mess, this first generation BlackBerry. It was okay. One thing that I learned is that BlackBerry is more for business people. I can't tell you how many times I would walk down the street and people would be like, legit, BlackBerry are for people that get like a shit ton of messages. I did not get any messages. My BlackBerry was so dry, it could have been in the Sahara Desert. It was such a sad phone. It was okay, but it wasn't meant for me. So I lost that phone somehow, or it stopped working. One of the BlackBerry phones stopped working. I don't remember which one. Oh yeah, the first older generation one. Because my dad finally gave me another BlackBerry phone, and it was this one. I'm not a BlackBerry girl. I hate BlackBerry. I'm sorry, BlackBerry, but you guys need to step up. I want to see how you guys are right now. Middle school, I think like 14 years old. I went through 3 BlackBerries from 13 to 14 years of age. I made a PowerPoint, a slideshow of all the phones that I wanted, and I presented it to my father. You could imagine how like annoyed he was and how disappointed and spoiled I was. I had to delete that slideshow. If I still had it, I would so show it to you guys. Oh my god, I'm so disappointed with myself. So yeah, I had the LG Lotus. You can imagine how embarrassing it was to walk around with a flip phone while everyone else had the iPhone 4. So yeah, I had a flip phone. Hey, I asked for it, whatever. I got the Justin Bieber wallpaper. Oh my god, but I texted a lot on this phone. Like, this phone was just like, come on. You can't get that with the smartphone nowadays. I also had the 4th generation iPod Touch. So I had these 2 devices through middle school. I was like 14, 15, 16 years old. I was able to text on this. I made calls. Well, I downloaded the app to make calls. I even like FaceTime people off of this. I played games. Now on to the next phone. This was the first ever smartphone that I owned. It's like, you might have seen me in like the past videos, like all the way in the past videos, the Samsung Galaxy S3. This was the first smartphone I've ever owned from Android. It was an alright phone. It did everything I needed to do. It had apps, it had games, it had music, and sadly I do not have it with me. I gave it to my brother. If you guys remember my video, I got the iPhone. That's when I traded in my Samsung Galaxy S3 to an iPhone. Like, I mean, Android is a really good company. Samsung is too. Like, I freaking love using their technology, and they're so. But at the time, I didn't know how to work on Android. Now I'm more like professional and aware and like a pro with Galaxies and Samsungs and everything. I'm much more aware of it now. But then I got the iPhone 6. God, I can't tell you how much I love my iPhone 6. My iPhone 6 was amazing. It was my first ever iPhone. First ever iPhone. Well, unless you counted this one. But the iPhone 6 was my first ever actual iPhone. And now currently, I own the iPhone 7. Oop. And I got some notifications. Hey Siri, are you excited that I own you? No, I'm not.
That's something I don't know.
Okay, being honest, whatever. And that's the end of this video. I just chipped a nail and I'm gonna go freak out right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I didn't ramble on as much as I usually do, because it felt like I did because my throat was hurting me like hell. I need water. If you guys liked the video, prove it by giving it a thumbs up or subscribing to my... and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Leave a comment down below telling me what you guys want to see next, and I'll see you guys on my next video.